So I was catching up on some Invincible content. I saw Emergency Awesome put out a video breaking down the teaser, and I always like his videos. He does like a bunch of informative stuff, and when he does like some kind of spoiler stuff, it's not like too spoilery, you know what I mean? Anyway, so I was checking out this video that he posted here, and I kinda am very happy to see other people agreeing with me when I said in my last video that Mark is kind of dumb for not training. Yes, he is just acknowledging what Cecil says, but anyway, it was just nice to hear someone say this.
He proceeds to clown on him for losing to her so hard, just the idea that he needs to train up really fast. All because of Mr. 10 times worse, which is what Anissa was
And that's the thing too, man, like Mark has been getting his ass kicked. Mark has been getting destroyed, absolutely demolished for a long time now. Like he's been getting like folded, stepped on, like ragdolled. Mark just needs to get serious and start training, and I really think that it should have started in season 2. Maybe, but you know, I'm still happy that it's starting now. Anyway, so he then talks about Conquest here, and I found this was really interesting.
Talking about someone will come and he will be much worse than me, talking about the Conquest character, who we actually saw flashbacks to during season 1. He's meant to show up in the story around the same time the Invincible War is going on. There's a bit of an...
Now, I've seen this like images of this guy on Twitter. I mean, everyone knows Twitter is the place that you go to get spoiled on stuff. And I want to say that the guy looks like an absolute badass. Like once you see an old guy in any type of animated show or like animated show or anime in general, you know that old character is going to be very busted and broken. You know, I don't know a lot about Conquest, but he seems like he is going to give Mark a run for his money. And I think it's going to be very cool that even if Mark goes ahead and trains this season, and then he runs into a guy like this, someone who has been alive for hundreds of years, and still gets his ass kicked, I think that is going to be way more entertaining than Mark, who is just, you know, I'm just existing and I'm gonna fight these aliens. You know, if an untrained Mark goes up against him, I think he should die. But if a trained Mark goes up against him, I think it would be understandable if he survives. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I'm really hyped to see what happens with this character. He looks fucking cool.
Overlap, but the reason why Conquest comes to Earth isn't connected to the Invincible War. The Invincible War is like a completely separate thing that's engineered by Angstrom Levy, going around to a bunch of different realities.
That's a lot of Invincibles, man.
Getting evil versions of Invincible and bringing them back to the main universe to try and kill him. So if you thought that there wasn't
I don't think they're gonna do that because Angstrom Levy, he's dead, right? So I don't think they're gonna do that in the show.
Action during season 2, it really pops off during season 3, mostly because of the Invincible War and what happens with Conquest showing up around the same time. So Mark and the rest of the planet have to deal with all these different things happening at the same time. Like literally it just gets worse and worse and worse for them. The reason why Conquest is coming is to ensure that Invincible holds up his end of the bargain, or to do...
He looks insane. Holy shit. I want to be old and look like that guy, crooked teeth and all.
It himself. Thanos said, like, fine, I'll do it myself. If you remember, the whole idea is that Craig told Invincible when they captured Omni-Man that he was meant to take his father's place. Like, oh, now it's your role. You must conquer Earth for the Viltrumite Empire, or else. Anissa basically just reminded him of that. If you don't do this, if you don't take over Earth for the Viltrumite Empire, then another person will come who's much worse than me, and that other person is Conquest. So he basically shows up and tries to wreck Invincible. It becomes a whole big thing. It's going to be amazing to see it on screen.
Okay, I'm not going to play any more of Emergency Awesome's video here. If you want to check it out, you should go check out his channel. He is pretty entertaining. Here's the thing. I just wanted to say this, and I really want to double down on this point. I truly am excited to see how much Mark is going to push himself with this so-called training he's going to get from Cecil. I already know Cecil is kind of a sneaky slimeball-ish kind character. English, man, speak, right? I know he's like really sneaky and all of that stuff, but I think that Cecil is going to push Mark in a way that he might even get kind of pissed off at. You know, I think Cecil is going to see what Mark's limits are, and I think that's going to be very, very interesting to see in the next season. Anyway, so if you're excited for the next season of Invincible, go ahead and subscribe. I am going to be covering a lot of the stuff that happens in that season. I might even go back and cover some other characters that I didn't get to talk about on this channel. And yeah, everybody else have a good rest of your day. Later.